everybody, sorry it took me a while to get round to doing this video about the fork joiners, these type of forks. It's not focusing for me today for some reason. But anyway, these forks joiners, you get like this, and then what you do then is you put a cable on them to say something else, and these brown cables are lives. So this little attachment is, instead of you doing loop 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 wire like I've done in the past, and I'll show you something again in a few minutes. So that represents your looping joiners, and then you get a joiner block like this. Now you slide the forks into those like thin metal strips to join the two forks together, which I'll show you in a minute or two. And then you get this joiner and you slide it in the opposite side, and then these forks are then, so you put one in one and one in two, but you wanted to put the power bound and back on itself. This will take 4 slots, and you can put 1, 2, 3, 4 all together. You don't have to put them in separate containers, you don't have to bend the wires. It's pretty simple. So you get a bag full of forks like this, or you can get a bag full of bits like this, which comes in the joiner blocks and the different colours. I got multiple joiner blocks and multiple connectors, and in a previous video I'll try and link it in the one below so you can see where I got that from. Now you can see on this one it's got like a plastic cover on it with the numbers on. This is the one I previously had. I took the plastic cover off so you can see it without the plastic cover. My camera's not focusing today. Well, you've seen the sides with this one, which is looser. There you go. And this is the one where they're not been opened up just yet. I'm going to pause the video and show you what happens. I'm back now, and I've just done one side so I can show you. You put the loopers in, and now that clasps all of these 4 sides. All of this row is now live. If you put power in here, it will make all the other 3 still live. So once you've got that set up, you connect your live in from your battery, and you connect the other live to the site that you're going off to. It's not very easy for me to film this, but basically what I'm trying to do is you push, the logistics is you put the fork in, like so, and then you just tighten it up, and then you do the other side. It doesn't matter where you put them, as long as you put them in the slots. Well, anyway, you get the idea. You put them in, tighten it down, and then they're all live. I'll put this to one side now and show you where I've used these connector blocks. And move this green lid. Now you've seen this box in a previous video, which I will link down below. These are my old ways. And you can see I used a wire just there by my little finger, looped it round and put it back on itself, which I showed you with this one. It's a straight solid bar, so there's no like loose wire bent round. And now in this case I've used the block of 3 for the 3 negatives, and I've just temporarily hooked up to a 12 volt battery. You can switch it on. I could hold it on there because I can't get a spanner. You can see if I connect the battery, the light comes on. And then if I let the battery go for a second and grab my remote control, I'm going to put the remote control in my other hand and see if I can do this with the phone in my hand. You can't see the remote control, but it's under my phone. So hang on a second. I'm going to try and work out a way of making the noise. I'm not very good at doing multitasking. Oops, I didn't mean to block the screen. Right, so this is precarious now, so I'm connecting back to the battery with one hand, holding the phone, and the receiver is just there. If I press the button, you should hear, if I go quiet, a slight click. You can tell that receiver is receiving power, and that connector block is giving it the earth. So if I go quiet again, so there's my earths all safely wrapped up inside the adjoiner. If you were wondering how I was making that noise, my phone was resting just above my thumb and in the remote control, so that I could press the on button, making that clicking noise. So that's where I've now used the fork joiner. I've got 1, 2 and 3. 1 is the switch going to this one. 2 is this negative for the socket, and 3 is the negative to the connector block. And the main connector wire is hidden just underneath the switch. So you've got the main negative going underneath the switch to the switch container. So 3 is actually my third one is my main negative and switch negative. Some people might moan at me for doing that. Some people might think differently, but I don't mind whichever way it works.